Welcome to Real Leaders with Roshini, the podcast with real talk, real questions, real insight, and we hope real inspiration. For real. We're at Capitol Grill in downtown Minneapolis. My guest today is Jill Renslow. She is Senior Vice President of Business Development and Marketing for the Mall of America. This is a mall that has 5.56 million square feet. First of all, Jill, how do you get around that place and not get lost?
Definitely wear comfortable shoes, of course. But you know what? 5.5 million square feet. If you can make it personable and convenient and really, special experiences for our guests, it becomes smaller once you really learn how to navigate the property. And, it's hard because mall is in our name, but we're so much more than that. And that's what I love about what we do. And it's about the customer experience and creating memories every single day.
Let's talk about creating memories. I mean, you've spent a lot of your own life and made memories there, 22 years and growing at the Mall of America, which is almost its entire history. How do you keep it real when you're at the same place? And I know it's evolved, but give people some insight into that.
Yeah, I started as an intern, believe it or not, 22 years ago. So it was right after the 5th birthday of Mall of America. So we've been around for 27 years. So I have been there for the majority. And the key is just keeping it fresh and making sure you're always focused on the customer, and so that you can make sure those experiences are new every time the guest comes back, whether that's the local visitor or somebody that's driving from Wisconsin or from Chicago, or if they're, flying from across seas. It's making sure that we have something different every time they come. And for me too, and having a career path there, it's been that same journey. Is making sure every day is different. And I feel like I'm challenged every single day, and that keeps it fresh and exciting, so that I'm always working with different teams, different partners on different projects, and it just keeps it innovative and exciting. And that's, the secret to my success there and the success of the mall.
You really have a lot of things going on under one roof. So you have fun with the Nickelodeon universe. You have so much hospitality in hotels with the hotels that are there, restaurants, and then we get all the shops. I mean, so how do you manage that? What's your advice for that multi-prong? Someone doesn't have to work in your industry to sort of maybe get some good advice from you on managing that diversity.
Absolutely. And from the very beginning, the Gramazian family, the owners of the mall, had that vision that it wasn't going to be a typical mall. It was going to be a destination for people from around the world to come and enjoy. And that's the DNA that we all share, as far as making sure that we look at things differently and having that mix of retail and entertainment. And, adding JW Marriott and Radisson Blu, that was a game changer for us, really connecting that hospitality. Even though Bloomington already has so many hotels in close proximity, the key that people, especially coming to Minnesota, don't need to go outside. They literally can drive right in or take light rail transit, and they're connected and they're inside, and it's a staycation. They can stay over, they can play, they can shop, they can dine, and that's the key, is really diversifying the mix. And as you look at the industry and the changes that are happening right now, those centers that are truly shopping malls, that's what they're struggling with, is because they don't have that diversity of the experience. And so from the very beginning and to where we're at today and into the future, it's about creating a different use across the different mixes of what we can bring to the table. And that's what we're focused on into the future, is what else can we bring to the table that we don't already have that will complement the experience that the guests have at our building.
What are things that still surprise you, even after 22 years of being at the Mall of America?
Every day I run into surprises. We always laugh about writing a book about the mall and just all the experiences that we've had, because every single day is just, we look at each other and we're like, you just can't make this stuff up. Whether it's the celebrities that we have that come for events, or if there's crazy things that happen at different retailers, to just the things that guests come up with and the conversations on social media. But that's what's exciting too, is, having surprises in life keeps it interesting.
Speaking of celebrities, you have a favorite celebrity experience that I'd love for you to share with our listeners.
Well, first, this is when, when I started in the events department. So I was an events intern and then moved into events coordinator. And it was in the late 90s. And so we had a lot of the pop stars come through. And that was the wave of everyone from Britney Spears to Pink, Christina Aguilera, the Backstreet Boys. I mean, looking back, I'm like, that was pretty awesome. In the moment, you didn't know who a lot of these people were because they were just getting started. And so we really considered ourselves a launching pad for a lot of these pop stars. So my favorite was In Sync, and of course with Justin Timberlake. I'm a huge fan of Justin's. But the first time that they came, not a lot of people knew who they were. So they literally were shopping, they were hanging out, and I had the opportunity to go on the Orange Streak roller coaster with the band. It was so fun. And of course, when you look back, it's like the wow moments and the photos that we took. But they came back about a year later, and they had just hit stardom. And we had a crowd of about 20,000 people that came to see them. And I remember our security team putting orange vests on all of us in the events team just to make sure that they could find us in the sea of fans. And it was just unbelievable. But those couple of years of all the different pop stars were a ton of fun. And actually the one with Britney Spears is a fun story as well, because it was with teen people at the time. They were promoting for her to come in, and she had a single, I think it was The Baby One More Time or whatever, the single. They had sent cassette tapes in advance to her coming to the mall. And all of us had no clue who this young star was. And so we actually threw away a bunch of these cassette tapes because we're like, we're never going to be able to get rid of all of these. You know, if we would have hung on to those today and had them autographed, they're probably worth a lot of money. But she came out, and, you know, there's a crowd of a few hundred people at that time. And about 6 months after she was at the mall, she just skyrocketed. And we're like, oh, we wish we would have hung on to those cassette tapes, because you never know what you're going to need them for. But, you know, it was so many fun memories. And we've had so many amazing celebrities come through the mall every single year. And it's fun to see the transition of what celebrity means, because now it's all about influencers, and you have all these internet sensations that come in and have their fans and be able to meet and greet. But it's definitely changed over the years. But we love being the Hollywood of the Midwest and bringing those celebrities to Minnesota.
You really have that front row seat as you're sharing. You see people before they're big, while they're big, maybe after. That's got to be not as pretty.
Absolutely. You get to see them through and it's always doing the research to see who's coming. And we listen to the fans a lot of times. We get a lot of leads from social media when people start asking, oh, will you bring so-and-so? And then it's us talking with the different management or the publishers or whoever that might be that connects to those celebrities to see if they want to come. Because a fun fact is we actually don't pay for any of those celebrities that come. They come because they want the visibility, they want the fan engagement. A lot of times there's a product component that they're endorsing or supporting. So, and having all the brands in the building allows us to have
great
that
pictures for their Instagram
accounts. Absolutely.
It's amazing. Well, in this work that you do, and it does sound like fun, but it is your job, it is work, you also have a family. You've been married for more than 20 years. You have a son and a daughter. They're teenagers now. How do you balance all this out? Because your job is not just a 9-to-5 job.
It's organized chaos. And, being a mom with teenagers now is such a game-changing experience. And, I've had the work-life balance conversations over the years. And to me, it's not about balance. It's about prioritizing and really looking at each day and each week of what needs to have my time and my prioritization. And, a lot of times it is work, but then other times it is family. And when I'm there, I'm in the moment, I'm present. When I'm with my family, I try to really turn things off with work to make sure that they have my devoted attention. And I've understood now as a working mom that I'm a great role model for my kids. And that's important as well, as they know that I'm fulfilled as a working mom, and that when I'm with them, that I can give them 100%. And they're both extremely active in sports. They're both 3-season sports athletes, and so they keep us very busy. So when I'm not at the mall working, I feel like I'm their driver and shuffling them back and forth. But you know what? I love it. I'm their biggest fan, and I try to attend every single game and match that they have so that I can cheer them on from the sidelines.
I always say guilt is a wasted emotion. And it seems like from what you've described, you're living that. I mean, when you're present with them, you're present. And when you're at work, they understand that's where you need to be. So do you feel guilt?
I have over the years, for sure. But it's putting it in perspective and understanding that I've looked at every opportunity where if I look back and feel like, am I guilty for missing out on whatever that might be? It's always, when I'm with family, I never look back and feel guilty if I would ever, miss out on something with work. But if vice versa, I always feel guilty if I miss out on family. So, and it hit me because my son's a freshman this year. And so it's like, oh my goodness, there's only 4 years left before he's off to college. And it's, it puts it in perspective that the clock continues to tick. And I love the moment that we're in. And a lot of times I say I want to freeze time, but it just keeps getting better. And so I enjoy every moment that I can with them. And hopefully they'll continue to come back and visit with us after they go off to college. And I think that, we have an awesome relationship with our kids, and just to continue to build them into young professional adults will be exciting to see.
What are some of the lessons you've learned from your husband about being a partner?
To just step back and take time to just appreciate life and enjoy family. He has much better balance than I do, and he's really taught me to slow down and that it'll be there tomorrow. So we're definitely the yin and the yang, and I appreciate his support. And he's always been 100% supportive in what I do, and I couldn't do it without him.
What are you seeing as some of the trends that are coming in the world of shopping? Because online has really taken off. Retailers seem to be a little concerned about it. Maybe not at the Mall of America, but in various parts of various communities, I see empty storefronts.
There's a lot of change happening, but change is, it just motivates us to do things different and to take risks. I think the key for me and for our team is we're very curious, and so we're always looking for how can we make things better? How can we connect with consumers? And so a big trend of what you're seeing is brands right-sizing. So whether that be shrinking their store front or their space to be more of a showroom for consumers to still come in and be able to engage with the brand, but have that omni-channel extension to the shopping experience that they can have from a digital perspective. But you're also seeing from a right size brands expand. I mean, in the last year, we've had H&M expand to 2 floors. We just opened a brand new, bigger Apple store. Lululemon's going to be opening a larger store coming up this holiday season. So the brands that are engaging and providing experience within their space, they're finding the right fit for them. We're also seeing a lot of online brands come to brick and mortar. They're understanding the value of being able to connect with their customer in that physical space, but it's also being really smart with innovation and being able to connect and provide convenience and personalization with those touch points in your store. So there's a lot of changes. And what's important for us at the mall is that we have the agility to react to those changes and be able to provide the services that those brands are looking for. So we're even modifying kind of how we lease the building and looking at resources that we can provide to brands that want to have a brick and mortar space, but they don't know how to operationalize it. So we have those resources in-house. So it's about matching your infrastructure to what's changing in the marketplace. And a lot of brands from a retail perspective don't know how to do that. And so they don't know how to adjust for whether it's buy online, pick up in store, making sure they have those resources in place, or whether it's, having that online marketplace and having the inventory to support it. But when you can recognize that and change your infrastructure and the support that you have as an organization, as a team, you can be more agile and react to those changes in the marketplace.
So, Jill Renslow, I want you to look into your crystal ball. Is Jill still in retail 10 years from now? 15 years from now? Do you see yourself in retail and in this hospitality?
Yeah, I definitely see myself continuing down this path because I've been so motivated and inspired in what's happening. And like I said, I love change. And so looking at how that's going to be 10, 15, 20 years from now and how we've evolved as a company and just how the industry is evolving, we'll just continue to change and bring more elements to the table. And for me, it's more about being able to connect with the customer through brands and to be able to have those partnerships and to really activate in unique ways to engage with customers and how customers are going to engage with brands, kind of vice versa. So it's just interesting how, you hit a tipping point, whether that's with online shopping or with social media or just how we're engaging. And it'll be interesting to see how that shifts as we move into the future because we're human and we love to have that live interaction with whether it's our family and friends or with brands or with the entertainment components. That'll never go away. So it's just how do we find that mix that will work into the future?
All right. I want to take you through a little fire round. Questions that I haven't even prepared that we're going to go through. So real quick answers. Favorite cocktail?
Oh my. I would say martini.
Oh, you're a martini girl too. I love martinis. Favorite date night location with the hubby?
Oh, I would say actually we're huge sports fans. So I'd say any pro or collegiate sport game.
If you could go anywhere in the world where you have not yet visited, where would that be?
Australia.
Love Australia. You will love it one day. Favorite curse word?
Oh my.
You can spell it if you don't want to say it, but you can say it.
I would say the most common one that comes out of my mouth is the S word, but the F one comes out once in a while as well.
So you're
my kids call me out every time.
Okay, so it's good. Do you have to pay them $1 every time?
Oh no, but they should think about that because they could probably make a little money on the side.
Favorite exercise modality or trend right now for you?
I love to run. That's my escape when I need to relax. It's just to get a chance to get outside. Not on the treadmill, has to be outside. I love the relaxing nature of a nice long run.
And if you weren't a mall executive at the Mall of America, what would Jill Renslow be doing?
Oh my. I would probably say a travel blogger. I love to travel and I love to be able to share those experiences with friends and family, and to be able to do that for a profession would be fantastic.
Jill Renslow, thanks for traveling to us and taking us through your world. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Until next time, keep it real.